Today I just wanted to take a quick look at the low-budget film Weenie Roast Massacre. It was a 2007 film and is produced by Loose Change Entertainment. It's a very basic plot, really not too much going on to tell the truth, but I will tell you right off, the film has no color correction whatsoever, bad lighting, bad acting, horrible dialogue. So if you're into bad films, then this is definitely your cup of tea here. But it's an extremely basic plot. We have a guy who is, I guess you could say, the local football hero, and he gets into somewhat of a minor accident while at a family barbecue, and so he hits his head on the corner of a table while he's diving to catch a football. And from here on, he just kind of starts having hallucinations and whatnot. Throughout the film, it's implied that he has mental issues, he's taking medication, but it's never explained why or for what. So it's obvious that the filmmakers want you to believe that this guy is a total nutbag, which is just really bad misdirection because it is such a bad plot. You can definitely see where they are going with all of this. Another complaint that I have with the film is just the wardrobe. It just seems off. It's the middle of summer, but everyone's wearing jackets. I'm from Texas. It is very hard to wear a sweater or a jacket in summer, and some of these kids are wearing leather jackets. There's one girl that's walking around in somewhat of a pleather trench coat, and it just makes no sense to me. It just baffles me seeing them walking around like this. Like, why would so many people need a jacket in the middle of summer? But it's just extremely odd. There's also just a lot of weird characters that are just thrown in without explanation, and they really don't tie in until the end of the film. It's just when they show up, the first thought is, what are these people doing here? They're not even necessary for the story, which technically they're really not. There's a random news reporter that goes rogue, and so they quit their job and they take off in the news van, and they're sitting in the other guy's house doing research. They're looking for like some really great story to break so that they can become like an awesome news reporter or something. So they have no story in mind. They're just researching random stuff just so that they can get a break, and lo and behold, they come across this story of some psychotic teenager, and luckily the guy who is part of the two-man group happens to have a neighbor who is friends with the kid, so they know exactly that they're out on some campgrounds having a weenie roast that weekend. So they go out there and they're just kind of sleuthing around. Meanwhile, this kid who is not on his medication and has been drinking alcohol is still hallucinating. There are a few people who have disappeared and have died some very uncreative deaths. And like I've said, the filmmakers definitely want to direct you into thinking that this kid is the person who's been causing the murders. So we get to the end of the film, and this poor kid is killed by one of the news reporters who films it live. I do not know why. I guess it just makes the story better. But right after they kill the poor kid, we realize who the real murderer is. And, you know, it's really not a very long movie. It's just my complaint is for the amount of minutes that the film runs, it's too long. You know, it's definitely a first production by Loose Change Entertainment. I know there's a lot of work that goes into filmmaking, but I think they should have presented a better plot, or at the very least better dialogue. So Weenie Roast Massacre was written and directed by John Kerr. He also used to produce, act, and direct for a local cable access show called Loose Change, which was a comedy sketch show. So numerous people from that show got together and formed a production company. Weenie Roast Massacre is their first production. You know, it's always good to get out of your comfort zone and try to do something different. I'm not downing anyone for that. I just think they could have presented a better film. But that's all I have for you guys today, and I will talk to you later.